Hey, it's Vicky, and today I'm here to do a book tag, and this is the tag I have done a few times. I don't think I did it last year, I'm not sure why, but it is one that I have done like at the end of the year a few times, and it is the book Postscript Tag, and it was created originally by Memento Mori, so I will link the original video down below, and it's just basically a tag reflecting on your reading year. So let's dive in. Okay, question one is the longest book you read this year and the book that took you the longest to finish. And this book hit both of those points for me because it was a beast, and that is Don Quixote by Miguel de Cervantes. This one took me, I want to say 3 months to read because I was reading it at a slow pace on purpose because I wanted to make sure that I was getting it, you know, and it is a long book anyway. This copy is over 900 pages long, so it's a long book anyway, and then I was purposely going slow with it. So yeah, this one takes the cake. Question two is a book you read in 2022 that was outside of your comfort zone. And for me, this one, it was outside my comfort zone, but it ended up being a surprise that I enjoyed, and that was the Heartstopper series by Alice Oseman, because I typically don't read or want to read, have an interest in like teen romances, and that's basically what Heartstopper is. But for some reason I picked it up, probably because of the hype, you know, because like so many people have just gushed about the Heartstopper series, and so I felt like I saw it at the library and I thought, why not? It's a graphic novel, so even if I don't like it, I won't have wasted a bunch of my time reading it. And I ended up loving the series. It was a surprise, but yeah, definitely one that I would not normally pick up. Question three is how many books did I reread in 2022? And I have them here stacked. I reread 7 books. The majority of them were middle grades that I was kind of revisiting either for nostalgic purposes or because I was reading them with my kids. So the nostalgia books were, I read 3 Goosebumps books during middle grade March. I read Let's Get Invisible, The Girl Who Cried Monster, and The Ghost Next Door. These were all books I read and was obsessed with as a kid. As you all know, I was a Goosebumps girl for sure. Another one, or 2, sorry, that I also read as a kid, but in this case I read them with my kids because I just wanted them to know about them. The first one was Sideways Stories from Wayside School by Louis Sachar. I don't know if that's how you say his last name. And then the other one was Matilda by Roald Dahl, and my kids loved this so much, which made me happy because I love Matilda too. Then another one that I read as like a middle grader, I would say, was The Midnight Club by Christopher Pike. This one, however, didn't quite land the same for me. I didn't enjoy it as much this time around. And then the last one was Dolores Claiborne by Stephen King. And then question 4 actually ties into the rereads, which one was my favorite, and I would say it was probably Dolores Claiborne, just because I just love Dolores Claiborne as a character, and so I just loved being back in that place and listening to her story and being in her head and all that. Like I loved it. But Matilda is a close second because that book brought me so much joy as a kid, and it was just really awesome to see my kids love it too. Question 5 is a book you read for the first time in 2022 that you look forward to rereading in the future. And for me, that is going to be The Hellbound Heart by Clive Barker. I read this book around Halloween, and it was my first time reading Clive Barker, and I absolutely loved it. It was so dark and just like erotic, and the writing was so good, and it was just such a cool story that I just totally fell in love with, and it is one that I could definitely see myself revisiting in the future, especially like around Halloween time, because it is short, but it also is just awesome. Question 6 is my favorite single short story or novella that I read in 2022, and this one was kind of a surprise, but it was part of The Haunting of Gillespie House by Darcy Coates. There was the book, The Haunting of Gillespie House, and then at the end, there were a couple little short stories tacked on at the end, and there was one in particular in here called Crawl Space that I loved. It was 5 stars. It was so creepy. It was so good. I loved it. I loved it more than The Haunting of Glaspie House. And it kind of made me say, you know what, I'm gonna give Darcy Coates another try, because like I said, The Haunting of Glaspie House was okay, but when I read the shorter stuff at the end, I was like, wow, she's actually pretty good at writing creepy stuff. I will try her again. So yeah, super good. If you're looking for just a creepy short story to read, pick up Crawl Space by Darcy Coates. Question 7 is Mass Appeal, a book you liked and would recommend to a wide variety of readers. And the reason I would recommend this one that I'm going to be recommending is because it kind of hits a lot of boxes, I think, and overall is like a feel-good story, which I think everybody once in a while wants to read. And that is Under the Whispering Door by TJ Klune. This one just had this sort of magicalness to it, this quirkiness. The characters were fun. I found it funny. And even though it deals with death and dying, just the way that that topic is sort of approached in here, he kind of brought a lightness and a, you know, sense of humor to it. So I really liked this, and I think most people, if they pick this up, they would like it. And then kind of on the other side of things, question 8 is Specialized Appeal, a book you liked but would be hesitant to recommend to just anyone. And if you guys have been around for a while here on my channel, you probably know what my answer is to this, and that is All the Ugly and Wonderful Things by Bryn Greenwood. When I reviewed this book, when I read it, I basically said that very thing, that this is a book that I really enjoyed. I thought the writing was beautiful, but because of the subject matter, it's not one that I can just readily recommend, because the themes and the stuff that goes on in this book can be very triggering to some people. And so it's not a book that you can just say, oh yeah, this has good writing and it's good, and read it. You need to know going in what is going on in this book, because like I said, it can be very triggering. So I really loved it, but I know that it's not for everybody. And then question 9 is to just kind of reflect on my year as a bookish content creator and talk about some of my favorite memories and such. And for me, I think one of my favorite things I did this year, and I only did it one time, technically, and it's something that I think I would be open to doing more of, especially because that it does seem to be the thing that a lot of booktube creators are doing nowadays, is live reading sprints. And I did live reading sprints, when was that? It was in the spring sometime. It was Bobby, Sarah from Sarah's Nightstand, and I, and the 3 of us did live reading sprints on like a Friday afternoon, and I was like nervous to do it because I've never gone live before, but it was really fun. And I like taking part in reading sprints. I do it all the time, and I think I wouldn't mind in 2023 doing more of that. But that was definitely something that was kind of memorable. And then sort of tying into that was in the summer, I took part in the virtual reading retreat that was put on by Sarah from Sarah's Nightstand, Krista from Books and Jams, Amanda from The Curly Reader, and Lindsay from Lindsay's Little Library. They put on this awesome, like, reading retreat that was virtually done via Zoom, and it was so much fun. It was so like motivating to just be with a bunch of other bookish people and just reading together and everything. It was super fun, and it's something that I would definitely take part in again, and I just thought it was a very unique thing to do. So it's something I hope that those 4 ladies do in 2023, because I would definitely take part. And then as far as like my favorite videos that I've created, I've always enjoyed doing my book haul revisits, because it's motivating to me, it kind of holds me accountable, but also it's just kind of fun to see what I've read and what I haven't. And then I have really enjoyed this year doing my 100 epic reads list, because the books have been definitely ones that I would not normally pick up, i.e. Don Quixote. I don't know if I would have picked that up on my own without having this project. And so it definitely kind of pushes me to read things that I might not read. And for the most part, the books I read this year, I did really enjoy. So it kind of goes to show that, you know, if you kind of step outside your comfort zone once in a while, you might find some books you like. So that's definitely a series that I really like doing, and one that I'm going to continue doing in 2023. Alright guys, so that is it. That is the book Postscript Tag. Let me know down below how you would answer some of these questions because I would love to know. If you want to do this video, consider yourself tagged. And yeah, that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope that you are having a wonderful end of 2022, that it's going well for you. And I will talk with you soon. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.